welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today's video is going to be all about how I made my first $1,000 selling hair. So if you are interested in this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed and also hit your post notification. That way, anytime I upload a video, you'll be alerted, or at least you're supposed to be. On this channel, I go over a lot of different entrepreneurial content. I am a serial entrepreneur. I have had my hair business since 2013. I also am in real estate. So if you're interested in watching my real estate journey, be sure to follow my real estate channel. The link is down below. I've also done some different businesses. I've opened a salon. I documented that journey. And yeah, so I'm just going to be sharing my resources and insight and tips on how to become a better entrepreneur. And the comment section is always down below for you all to leave your comments, your suggestions, your tips, and your questions. I want this channel to be like a safe space for entrepreneurs where we can learn from each other and grow. So with that being said, I'm going to be looking at my phone throughout the video because I don't want it to be too lengthy. And in order for me to do that, the best way is to make sure that I stick on topic. So I'm going to be looking at my phone to make sure that I do stick on topic. So the first point that I want to go over in regard to selling my first $1,000 worth of bundles is I identified and marketed to my target audience. When I first started selling hair, I didn't know anything about a target audience. I wasn't familiar with the term. I just knew that I needed to promote and market, and I was marketing to everyone. I didn't have a specific audience. I just thought that everyone was going to be my customer. And although I understand when I hear entrepreneurs say, hey, I'm marketing to the whole world, I want everyone to be my customer, I also understand that, especially when you're getting started off, you want to make sure that you're very strategic and that you zero in on people that are interested in your products, interested in your services, interested to hear what you have to offer. And so once I created found my niche, my target audience, and started strategically marketing, I started seeing a change in my business. Initially, I had website traffic. People were coming to my website. I was paying for ads. So people were just clicking on the ad, coming to my website, browsing. And sometimes it would send emails asking questions about products. Sometimes it would call my business line. But I really didn't have any orders. I didn't start getting orders until my marketing strategies became more strategic, and I actually stopped paying for paid ads. I don't think that my orders increased because I stopped paying for paid ads. I know that it increased because I was more strategic and I wasn't using paid ads as a crutch. It's one thing to get traffic to your website. It's another thing to convert your visitors to customers. That is something that a lot of people struggle with. Yeah, they have the attention, they have the traffic, they have the likes on social media, but they're not converting to orders. And that's why I promote so strongly to entrepreneurs to not give up if you're not getting support on social media, if you're not getting the likes that you see someone else getting, because you can have 1,000 likes and no sales, and you can have 5 likes and 1,000 sales. It's like that. So I started changing my marketing strategies. I started creating my YouTube and being a little bit more strategic about how I promoted my business via YouTube. And for a while, I saw the majority of my customers come from YouTube. And then it would kind of toggle between YouTube and Facebook. Those are really the top 2 platforms that would bring buyers to me. And I'm saying buyers for like real estate, but you know what I mean. Sometimes the terminology with customers and clients gets interchanged depending on what I was just working on. I started really, posting consistently. I started making sure that I had my links down below in my videos and that my videos were tailored more toward the products and services that I offered, or the drop shipping program that I still offer that I was marketing earlier on in my hair business. And so I started seeing not only more, I don't think I had more traffic, but I started to actually get intentional traffic. Like I started to actually marketing organically, and it started driving more people to me that were actually interested in what I was offering. So I would answer questions, but these questions were a little bit different. They were people that were really interested in what I had to offer. They knew about the industry, knew about the products. A lot of the questions and conversations ended up leading to sales. And so that really contributed to me making my first $1,000. Another thing that I did is consistently and strategically market. I kind of combined number 1 and 2 together. Identify and market to my target audience was number 1. Number 2, consistently and strategically market. I kind of already went over those two. So the third point is identify favorite products and clients' needs. So when I first started my hair business, I was offering literally so many different textures of hair. I had so many different products on my website because I initially thought that's what I needed to be successful selling hair, right? The more options, the better it is. But I found out that that didn't really work for me because there is a such thing as having too many options. And there is a such thing as people going on your website and getting overwhelmed and seeing too much and not being able to find what they came for and leaving off and going to a website that's more clear, organized, and straight cut for them. And so I decided to narrow my products down to my 4 most popular textures. And I was able to gather some analytics and see, okay, what are people mostly purchasing from me? What do people normally reach out and ask about? Like what type of textures? I would look at different online polls. What type of textures are the most popular in this area? And I decided to keep Brazilian straight, Brazilian body wave, Mongolian deep wave, Mongolian kinky curly. And that's what I kept. And then I decided to add on closures, and then I added on frontals, the matching frontals and closures. And then, of course, I had my services that I mentioned earlier on. But I found that that was a lot more easy for me to market because now I'm not marketing so many different products. And now people are starting to gravitate to their favorite texture that I offered. And it's easier to promote 4 textures than it is to promote 16 or 20 or however many other products I had. So I'm not telling you if you're offering a lot of textures to not do that. I'm just saying what worked well for me. It worked well for me not to promote as many textures. And I was able to be a lot more streamlined with my target audience and with my specific popular products. And that also helped boost my sales and get me to my $1,000, first $1,000 in sales. And then also what I did is I focused on not just gaining new clients, but also on repeat business. It is so important to continuously have people that want to purchase again. So often we focus on obtaining new customers, new clients. We want to get in front of new faces, and that's great. But sometimes businesses forget about the ones that actually built the back of the business, that actually built where you are today. And you don't ever want to get too big where you forget about your existing clients and customers. And so I'm going to create a video if you're interested. Just type down below interested in how you can do that, how you can still keep the engagement between your past clients so that you can boost your repeat purchaser rate, which Shopify does show you that. It shows like the repeat purchase percentage and things like that. But that's what I also focused on because I understood that the battle is half won with people that already have purchased from you. It's harder to convince, especially if you have good service. It's harder to convince someone to purchase or to try something that has never tried it versus someone that tried it before and liked it. Half the battle is already won. So that's where a lot of your sweet spot is going to be, getting your repeat clients to want to continue to purchase and to spread word of mouth. So when I started incorporating all of those things, I started noticing that my sales were increasing. Like I said, not just my traffic and not even just like social media likes. It was really people that were coming to my website now, even though my traffic was lower because I wasn't paying for paid ads, it was more strategic and people were coming and purchasing abandoned carts. I would reach back out to abandoned carts and ask what kind of questions they had to secure those orders. I would reach back out to people that purchased months, prior and ask how they're enjoying their extensions. If they had any questions, if they wanted to leave any testimonials. I would reach out to people that started drop shipping and ask questions on how things were going. And so all of those practices help to contribute to my orders. And then the last thing, which is really important, it's not last because it's the least important. It's just last because how I wrote my notes, but I price my products correctly. In order to actually see profit in your business, you must price your products correctly. That's in any industry. That's even in, like I said, I do a couple different things. Even in real estate, some of the homes that sit the longest on the market are priced incorrectly. They're way overly priced for the homes in that area and for the time as far as, what homes have sold for what in the last 3 months. They're overly priced. And so because of that, even if they're getting traffic, they're not getting sold. So it's important, no matter what industry you are in, to price your products correctly. Don't get into the habit of trying to please everyone with your price. You need to sell based on your quality, sell based on the consistency, sell based on the service, sell based on the, like I said, ultimately the quality of what you're offering. You don't want to be known as someone that always is the cheapest. There's nothing wrong with being affordable, but there is something wrong when you're price matching companies that don't offer what you're offering. And so you can end up pricing yourself out of business. You can end up burning yourself out, offering so many different products and services and not being able to afford to reinvest in your business, not being able to afford to market, not being able to afford to brand your business, whether that be, updating your website or purchasing different branding materials. So it is super important to price your products correctly. And that looks different for every business. I do help entrepreneurs with figuring out prices based on how much they're actually purchasing the hair for and what they're looking at getting in return. I have helped with that. I still help with that. My links for services are down below if you are interested in a business consultation or if you're interested in having me look at your pricing. Feel free to go to my website at badchickhair.com and click on business consultation, and I can help you with that. I enjoy actually helping with that. And I also have some videos here to go over like pricing, like some formulas and pricing products. So if you're interested in those videos, just leave a comment down below and I'll find them and put them in the comment section. I do want to thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.